This is Third Eye Africa TV, exposing crime, savaging the nation.
Hello once again and welcome to Third Eye Africa TV. We're talking about politics. Welcome to Nigeria and politics. We want to x-ray what is going on, what's the latest when it comes to Nigeria. We are seeing alignments and realignments here and there, and the game is all about 2027 when there will be elections in Nigeria. Are we getting it right? Well, if yes, fine, we have key players. If no, yes, the same key players are on ground. My name is Ben Shemang. Welcome again to Third Eye TV Africa. We're talking Nigeria and politics. Incidentally, we have a guest that is well known, especially in the entertainment world. But he has thrown his hat in the ring. He wants to be a full politician. And he has always been around, always wearing the cap of former President Muhammadu Buhari in terms of comedy, in terms of mimicking him. At the point, even Buhari, who could ordinarily not smile, this gentleman will make Buhari to smile. Now he's feeling that within the political circle in Nigeria, he has a role to play. I'm talking of a polyglot, a man who originally is from the southeastern part of Nigeria, but his roots are always in the northern part of Nigeria, talking of Katsina. And he has a short name, MC Tagwai. His original name is Obinna Simon, so to speak. He is Igbo, but his Hausa is so impeccable. First of all, let me greet him in Hausa. Malam barka dai.
Barka ka dai.
Kedu maka ndi begi? No. So you can see what he's made up of. So we want to talk politics with Mr. Obinna Simon. He has an ambition. He wants to be even chairman. Well, we'll come to get all of that. We also know that for now he has aligned with the SDP. You remember the SDPs of those days, talking of the Social Democratic Party, where we had Chief MKO Abiola, who was the presidential candidate, and of course, thereafter they announced that he won the election. But posthumously, I welcome you to Third Eye TV.
Thank you, sir.
Now, why do you feel that instead of leaving your comfort zone, the comedy that people know you so much of, you now want to go into governance?
Okay. Thank you for having me. First of all, a lot of people, those who have not been following me quite closely, do not understand that before comedy, I was a classroom teacher. I taught for over 8 years in primary and secondary school.
Where was that?
In Katsina State, Salama International School. First, it was in my formal secondary school, GRBSS in Gawa, Government Rural Boarding Secondary School in Gawa. And then later, after spending a year or two there, I proceeded to Salama International School, a private school. Some of my students are graduates as we speak. Some of them are doing their masters now. I have one student I know for sure that is a PhD holder currently. So I didn't start comedy as a career. My first career was in teaching. And then I gave myself time when I came into comedy. And the time I gave myself is it will start from this point and end in this point. And I achieved it. And when that happened, I kept it aside. Now, mind you, the kind of comedy I displayed or I portrayed is a different kind of comedy. It's not your usual stand-up comedy. Okay? The comedy I did was a satire of someone who happens to be the president of Nigeria. Now, by extension, he is not a former president as at when I was doing this. He was a sitting president. And then, as such, it therefore means that whatever my comedy is going to portray or whatever my comedy is going to replicate is about governance. At some point, I felt as if I was the president. At some point, the kind of protocol, the kind of, recognition I get from people, I was feeling as if I was the president, actually. It was getting in my head, but sometimes I will talk to myself, calm down, you are not.
Because that was comedy.
Exactly.
Now you have thrown your hat in the ring. You want to be fully, in fact, you are already in politics.
Yes.
And you felt you should align with SDP, Social Democratic Party. So why that?
Okay, so like I said in one of the interviews, 80% of the campees from one party to another party find out there's injustice. They are being lied to, or they are being betrayed, okay, or they are being defrauded. That is why they leave. 80%, I'm not saying all. Some of them leave for other reasons, but for this 80% I'm talking to you about, it's as a result of gross injustice. That is why they leave.
So this 80%, is it just, say, with APC or PDP or Labour Party, how do you arrive at the 80%?
No, the 80% I'm telling you about is across party lines. Different party, not only in APC. This 80% we are talking about are people who, like I said, are being betrayed or lied to. Anybody that is coming into politics has his own reason of coming into politics. 1, because of his people. 2, because of the country. 3, because of the impact he will make through that particular platform. Some other people have other reasons. Some see joining politics as a business to make money. Some see politics as a platform to make name. Some see politics as a platform to get power.
So in your own case, which is your stand?
My stand, of course, is of the people. Definitely the people.
Now, let us look at those going into SDP. At the point, they said former governor of Kaduna State, Ahmed El-Rufai, started it all. He's revving the engine and inviting other people. Must it take El-Rufai, for example?
Take El-Rufai, for example?
Yes, to now wake up opposition.
Yes, so I do not really want to indulge much into the former governor of Kaduna, the campaign to SDP. I don't want to deliberate on that because that subject is not going to be discussed now. It's too early to be discussed because there are a lot of reasons behind his exit. Okay? A lot of reasons behind his exit, which I feel bringing them out now is too early.
Maybe you've been lied to the way you just said?
I said bringing them out now is too early. Too early in the sense that politics is a game. You don't throw all your cards without knowing what they are throwing back.
So he constitutes part of the 80% we've been talking about.
Exactly. Exactly. Is it
and
not
the
obvious?
reasons you gave are that they've been lied to.
A lot have been lied to. A lot have been defrauded. A lot have been deceived.
And one is El-Rufai.
One is what?
one of them being deceived is El-Rufai.
In the 80% I mentioned, yes. And myself inclusive.
So how was El-Rufai, for example, lied to when he was part of those who brought Buhari, part of those who brought Tinubu? So who is lying to him when he is a member of the inner caucus?
So you might be a member of an inner caucus, and then at some point you are not.
So El-Rufai is out?
Not because officially you are not, but because practically you are not. Do you understand what I'm saying? So when you, like I said, you are pushing me to talk about it, but I feel it's too early to talk about it, because it's a very obvious, event.
Okay. Now let us look at those who are already coming on to SDP, for example. Let's talk about the big wigs that these are politicians of note that are already in SDP. So who really are they?
No, so there are a lot of people coming to SDP.
For example?
A lot of them. I'm not the national chairman of SDP, so I cannot tell you tentatively that these are the people that are coming in, these are the people that are coming in. But for sure, the person we will recognize as a member of SDP is somebody who officially declared, one, his resignation from his former party, and two, his entry into SDP, which Malam Nasir El-Rufai has done already, which I have also done.
Okay, so
and
he
some
has
other
left.
people has also done the same. But for the remaining people, there are a lot of speculations on social media, and I know there are a lot of talks going on, negotiations, realigning, and all of that happening. Yes, those talks are on ground. But currently, there are names that you cannot say they are part of SDP currently, because officially, the process that will make you a party member has not been exercised.
So for the time being, some of the big wigs are probably just associate members, or they just love SDP.
They are Nigerians who also love Nigerians, who are not happy with what is happening now, and are also looking for a way to remedy the situation. Okay? And I told you that politics is a game. Politics is all about calculations. Okay? You cannot just come and declare that you have left a particular party into another party. You understand what I'm saying? You cannot just declare. Because if you miscalculate or misstep, is a problem politically for you. So like I said, there are a lot of people who have shown interest. They want to join SDP. Okay? But for the reason I gave to you, which is political, and in the game of politics, you must be very, very calculative.
Yes. And you just said politics is a game.
It is.
And I want to associate it with either table tennis or lawn tennis. One at this age serves, the other one returns. You know. Now that paints a kind of a picture of the Nigerian politics. The northerner serves, the southerner returns. What about the middle belt, for example? Everything is being jumped. So what will SDP do in terms of involving every federating unit?
So from inception, like I said, SDP is not a new party. SDP has won elections in Nigeria, presidential election in Nigeria. So you cannot just talk about SDP without putting some feathers, without putting some, some level of recognition as a party. It has won presidential election, all right? And then for you to win presidential election, it therefore means you must have a national spread. National spread in the sense that in the southeast, people will vote for you. In the south-south, people will vote for you. In the southwest, people will vote for you. North central, northwest, and northeast. All these people will have to vote for you. And which is exactly what happened then. So the SDP you think of before is the same SDP today. The major thing and the vision and the mission of SDP has not changed. It's about Nigeria and the development of Nigeria. That has not changed. Okay? And the unity of Nigeria, that has also not changed. So talking about South and the North, you talk about Middle Belt. Currently in Nigeria, we don't have Middle Belt.
So what do we have?
North Central
Okay.
is what we have.
Okay.
And they are included in the North. So there is nothing like Middle Belt or no Middle Belt. No. You have Northwest, you have Northeast, and you have North Central. So if you are talking about the North, or both North Central, Northeast, all of them are North. So there is nothing like excluding Middle Belt or no Middle. The belt is not there.
Yes, I'm asking this because some people still believe that Nigeria is standing on a tripod. The tripod is Igbo, Yoruba, then Hausa, Fulani, when there are many others. So how do we debunk this to ensure that people will begin to align with seasoned political parties, seasoned politicians?
Okay, so I don't know the perception, the people who said that Nigeria is standing on a tripod. I don't know their perception, but my perception is when you talk about Igbo, Hausa, Yoruba, they are just the major tribes in Nigeria, not the own Nigeria. No, that is if the perception is because Nigeria is standing on a tripod, you have Igbo, Hausa, Yoruba, they are the owners of Nigeria. That is a very wrong perception. These are major tribes in Nigeria. Simple.
Yeah.
Nigeria is owned by every single citizen of this country. Simple.
Fine. Now let us look at the elections themselves when they do take place or happen. There are calls now that elections should be held one single day. One, because if you do presidential election, there's always that bandwagon effect. No, that party has won. Therefore, no, we won't want to be in opposition. Let's simply follow. I won't waste my vote. Another one is that there's always voter apathy. If already a winning candidate is announced, apart from that, the cost of election, very humongous amount spent. What's your take on the fact that there are people saying that national elections, President, National Assembly, then state election, governor, and House of Assembly elections, that they should be done one single day? What's your take on all this?
My take on it is that it's everybody knows that conducting an election is capital intensive. But regardless, you also need to take to note security challenges in conducting elections. If you say that election should take place same day with presidential, Senate, reps, state assembly, governors, it's too how do I put it? It's too complex. Complex in the sense that there are too many things that are happening at the same time. And for you to have such complexity, it therefore means you are going to end up giving an error. You are going to end up having an election that is not well perfected to get the desired result.
Now, is it not about just if you have ballot paper, one, for example, we're having MC Tagoe is going to vote. They give you for president. They give you for Senate. They give you for House of Reps. They give you for governor. They give you for state assembly. And it's for you to just vote, drop in the appropriate box. So what is hard in that?
The hard thing there is that for you to sort out those ballot papers, sometimes after election on Saturday, by Sunday, highest maybe Monday, results have been announced, right?
Yes.
If this happens, what you just told me people are suggesting, you might take up to a week or 2 weeks without announcing the results. Very possible.
But in India, they do it for almost a month or close to 2.
Exactly. So do you want to wait for that? It's
But
too
they've
risky. It's too risky. In that period
In
of
India, you've
anything
never
can
had
happen.
some people going to court compared with Nigeria. Every election is virtually being contested. At the point the chairman of INEC was lamenting the myriads, the court cases against INEC, the money also involved. And so how is it that one single elect...
Don't forget, this is Nigeria.
And we can't change
And
because we are
India
Nigerians.
is India. No, we operate two different systems. The system operated in Nigeria is not the same system operated in India. Okay? Nigeria, we are a multilingual country. India is not. How do you compare that? So you can't compare India with Nigeria. Technologically even, some of the technologies they deploy, they are using, they are made in India. How many do we make here?
And we can't start anything.
Do we have even control over what we have, the equipment, the technologies we have, the electoral technologies we have in conducting elections? People have to come and train our people on how to operate them. If anything happens, that is it, it's over. You have to call somebody, or they will tell you that the beavers are not responding, or the network is not connecting, or this or that. So the systems are two different systems. And this is Nigeria. I will keep telling you that. This is Nigeria, and that's India.
Now, so when we say this is Nigeria, it's like there's this premonition, there's this belief that, look, things must always go bad because this is Nigeria.
No, it's not about things will always go bad because this is Nigeria. It is about uniqueness of Nigeria. You understand? The peculiarity of Nigeria is different from other countries. Take, for instance, you come to continent, continentally speaking, in Africa, okay? The election in Nigeria is a major topic in Africa. Whenever there's election in Nigeria, other African countries are on the lookout. How is this going to, play out?
So why don't we provide the leadership by being different when indeed, look at up to now elections that were done in Edo State, we are still contesting, announcements have been done, a winner has been declared. No, the loser is saying, I'm moving on to appeal. One is using state funds to prosecute the election, the other one is borrowing money to... Why is it that we find it hard to simply accept?
Okay, so let me put this. I'm saying this because I'm not saying that we have the perfect electoral system. That's not what I'm saying. A lot of changes needs to be made. I am making my comments on the basis of what is on ground now. That doesn't mean that changes should not happen. A lot of electoral, laws must be changed. You understand? Just like what you said. There's no point election has taken place, somebody who is being declared the winner has been sworn in already, and you are going for court cases. What do you expect? He is in power already. He has resources in his disposal. Does the other person have resources in his disposal? So these are the things you have to check. Number one, the electoral laws have to be reviewed. Okay? Number two, our judiciary also needs to be checked. They need to be checked, because the fact is, in the past, if you are treated unfairly, apart from going to God, the only place you run to is the judiciary. But that same judiciary now is not giving what is expected.
And with some disdain, some people will say, look,
exactly.
if you are not satisfied, go to court, go to court.
So you that is telling me go to court when you knew that what you did, it therefore means there's a reason why you're asking me to go to court. It means you have ground in the courts. That's why you're asking me to go to court. Why are you bothering yourself? Don't make noise or be violent. Just go to court because you own the court. Because through there is where you cement what you have done already. And I won't get justice. But if the judiciary can give justice to everybody who deserves justice, this country will be something else. Because there are some judgments that are given. Just for the fact that that judgment is given, you have taken Nigeria 10 years back. Just a singular judgment. And what I always say is that Nigerians don't forget. Just like today, you will talk about late Oputa. Nobody will tell you that Oputa panel was not it was not a panel that has integrity. Nobody can say that. It was a panel that you can imagine a panel that called the president, a sitting president, to come as a witness. Since Oputa panel, have we had any other panel of such? Of course not. So the judiciary has a lot of role to play in, shaping our electoral, processes aright. They have a lot.
Yes. So let me ask this final question. In terms of the cost of elections, very costly, and even those who seek public offices, it's also not easy for them, because some of these voters, the electorate, you find people saying you have to oil the rite of passage. In other words, you have to give some people something. Remember, Fayose brought the cliche, they call it stomach infrastructure, Indomie politics, 5,000 naira politics, some measures, modus of rice and beans, and you get your votes. What's your advice to the electorate?
My advice to that is that the electorates are also contributing massively to developmental decadence in our society. They are how? If I come to you, please vote for me. This is the office I'm vying for. And you now say, no, if you don't drop anything. In fact, without telling you, even if you don't drop anything, they take you are not a serious person. Even if you are qualified, mentally, educationally, and physically, they don't care. If you don't drop anything, because even in the party, they see you as, don't mind that person, he's not serious, he's coming here to just speak grammar. You must drop something. Now, these people who are dropping, you think when they become, they will not recoup their investment? Do you understand what I'm saying? They will have to recoup their investment. They might not do it directly into the treasury, but there are so many other means to just take whatever. But if you come out willingly and vote somebody, and he is in power, you have every right to condemn him when he is right, to criticize him when he brings policies that are not correct, because he didn't give you anything. You voted for him out of belief that he is going to make a change. That is why you voted for him. But if you just come and then put a price, this is what I'm going to have, this is what I'm going to do, nothing will happen. The person will first take back the money he spent. So that's why it is important that we take away this issue of, monetizing politics and campaign. It should be taken out. And then also, like I said in a previous program, a lot of people will come and tell you that we don't want to join politics, especially young people and the rest. You don't want to join politics. Some of them see politics as is something for old people. Now, what happens? In every party, there is primaries. The essence of primaries is to bring out a candidate from that party. And the people that will decide that are delegates. Those delegates are the people you relegate, who come from the villages, who you think are illiterate. They are the ones that decide who becomes your candidate you vote for. But if you are part of this process, and as an educated person, you are a delegate, you don't go for money. You go for quality. That is why I call the youth of this country, they should make sure they join politics. If you want this change to happen, you have to be part of the process to make this change to happen. They should join political party. They should look for a political party to join so that they will be part of the process. They should look for SDP to join so that they will be part of this process.
Oh, so the campaign has started. Now, a very final one.
Yes.
Right from day one, you were always mimicking former President Muhammadu Buhari, and now he's gone. Have you met him of recent since he left?
We've met since he left office severally.
Severally.
The father of the nation. I think Right now, people understand the difference between tea and ordinary water.
Okay.
I think it's very clear right now. Before we know how it is, what happens, you know. But now, currently, people are coming to tell us otherwise, that that government is the cause of what is happening. How? Why is it a tradition in Nigeria that every government that comes must blame the other government why they are not performing? Why? Even in Buhari's government, they were blaming Jonathan, that Jonathan was this. Oh, sorry, we were blaming Jonathan. Okay? We were blaming Jonathan, that Jonathan, even though there are a lot of misappropriation that happened in Jonathan's government, yes. But I feel before you vie for any office, you should know the challenges you are going to face. Okay? You ask for the job. Don't come and complain. Don't come and say, this person did it. No, you knew he did it before you ran for the office.
Thank you.
The reason why you ran for the office is because this person is not getting it right. And you are promising Nigerians that you are going to get it right. Why are you complaining?
Yeah, you have to stop here. But can you remember a joke about Buhari again?
What joke?
Anyone you can remember, a mimic kind of.
My comedy career has been put
In abeyance.
aside.
Sweeping
Maybe
the carpet.
forever even. Right now, we are facing politics and in the verge and the project to save Nigeria.
Thank you very much.
Thank
We
you, sir.
have been discussing with MC Tagway. And do I call you a Katsina man?
A Nigerian man.
Good. Because some people actually say people should stop talking about state of origin
yes.
and be in a
It
state
brings some level of discrimination that is really not necessary.
just have state of residence.
Mhm.
Thank you very much, MC Tagwai. We're talking of Mr. Obinna Simon.
Pleasure is
And
mine.
thank you for coming to our studio.
Pleasure is mine.
Thank you very much. My name is Ben Shaman. Keep watching and following us in all our platforms. Till we meet again, it's bye for now.
Salvation.